All right, so welcome to part 5 of the 1929 Briggs and Stratton PB restoration. In this video, hopefully this will be the final part in the series. This one here is probably going to be a long one. So it's actually the same night that I finished filming part 4, but I decided to go ahead and install a mag plate. So we got a new gasket. Going to get some Permatex Indian head gasket shellac on that and get started here. So there's going to be a lot going on in this video. It's probably going to be a pretty long one. But by the end of this video, hopefully this thing will be running. It's also probably going to be filmed over this weekend and next weekend. So let's get started here. There's our new mag plate. I chose just to go ahead and use the bearing that's in it, because I checked it with a micrometer and everything on the crank. It seems pretty good. Just about the same as the other one. It's a Babbitt line brass bearing, and I still sound pretty stuffed up. You cannot install the Magneto and stuff on these first. You can't do that. But it ought to be all right. So let's get it installed. I'm going to get the gasket prepped. You can get these on antiquebriggs.com. I'm going to get some, in my experience, because I've installed an awful lot of these front cover gaskets, if you don't put that Permatex gasket shellac on them, they'll leak. I've had 4 or 5 of them that did that. So I started putting that on there. It don't mess with your end play none, but it will stop these from leaking. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll get to the installation part. All right, now that I got this stuff all over my fingers, let's see if we can get this thing on there. Get one of the screws to help line it up. That gasket was a pain in the rear end to get on here. Three screws hold this on. Thing has absolutely no crank in play, but it still turns over. That's amazing. Figure it's gonna have at least something. That's good, but it doesn't have any. Be sure all of these are snug. Yeah, that turned out extra perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna try to get this Permatex gasket shellac off my fingers. And alright, so I just kind of loosely installed the flywheel here to be sure there wasn't nothing rubbing or nothing. And looky here, turns over just extra smooth. intake valve opens, or exhaust valve opens. Yep, real extra smooth. That right there looks nice. So that's going to be it for installing the mag plate. I'm going to start working on this crispy critter here. I think I'm going to have to put a longer high tension wire on it with some a solid core, but I got some better solid core than that. So see you here in a little while. So now I can officially install the coil onto the mag plate. And I did make that make it wire a little long, so it won't be. Sometimes on these coils you have to give them a little tap. Just to seat them. And when I bought the mag plate, the guy was nice enough to throw me in some new mounting screws. And lock washers, because they're always bent. And they are, because in the manual it tells you to whack the coil with a hammer to adjust your coil to flywheel gap. I'm not going to do that. If I got to do anything, I'll take a file to it. It's really not necessary to beat on anything that's old with a hammer in these days. I'm going to have to go in the manual and look up how to wire this point set, because I don't remember how it was wired. Also, never tested this coil. The guy I got it from said it was good the last time he ever ran this motor, which was the time the flywheel broke. So I'm going to assume it's good. I did wrap it on electric tape because the original coating was junk. And I also found out that 9mm spark plug wire that I got, 9mm spark plug wire is too big. It won't fit through the little hole back here. Go to the coil. This is, as far as I know, the original coil to this engine. It seems like it's seated all the way. Whoops, bumped the tripod. So I'm gonna have to look in the manual and see if I can figure out how to wire the points on this. All right, so I'm installing the new points. Put just a slight amount of oil on that pin right there. These go on like this. These are very high quality points. Let's try this different. Get on there first. That ain't gonna work. Go on here. Don't have a pair of needle nose on me right now. Need the pair of needle nose pliers. There we go. There. So don't forget your insulators. Look in the manual to be sure where they go. I mean, I got a good idea where they go, but when it goes in the middle here, you believe. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but at least I'm thinking that's how all that goes. Could be wrong. Set it up with too wide a gap to start out with. That's pretty much got to be how it goes. Alright, so tonight I'm going to be working on the PB some more. I'm going to get the spark plug wire and spark plug put in, and still waiting on the intake valve assembly. And go install the flywheel and check it for spark. I've got the ignition system down here mostly assembled. Got the points on there and everything. So, condenser, I'll get you in for a closer look at that. So yeah. bit dusty, even though I keep it covered up. So I still got to clean this flywheel up a little bit. So let's get started. Alright, so now I got you down here where you can get a better view of this. That's the spark plug out lead. We got our high tension wire comes up here, comes to the contact here on the points that's all insulated from ground. And then there's another wire that comes down here to our new style condenser. So in the last video I mentioned I had some 9mm spark plug wire I got for this. Apparently 9mm spark plug wire is too big to fit between the mag plate and the block. So I had a piece of 7mm laying around here, but it was too short, but I still could check it and see, and that fit. So I went and ordered 2 foot of 7mm. And this we'll go ahead and install back here. Just slides right up in there. I gotta get everything lined up now. There it is. There we go. And the hole on this is smaller than it ought to be because somebody soldered it at some point. The spark plug that was on this thing when I got it looked like it was off of their 350 Chevy. It was not solid core, which is not good for these coils. You're not supposed to use that, I don't even know what they call it. It's a special type new style. Might have to open that hole up a little bit. There we go. I am not going to be soldering this. It's supposed to be looped through there. It tells you in the manual not to solder it. But I gotta push it back to be sure we don't interfere with our points, and it does not. So, there's the new spark plug wire. All installed. Alright, so we're going to start out with the new flywheel key. And yes, before anybody says anything, I should have got that spark plug. So I might go ahead and take it back out of there and do that. There we go. And this isn't a permanent installation on this flywheel. This is just temporary because I still got to clean it. I'm just wanting to check for spark. Sorry about that. Pull the plug back out. Set it up here. I seen spark. Oh, we fouled it. seeing spark. So that's a good sign. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But I might need to narrow that gap up a little bit. Perfect spark right there, about that gap. Probably needs to charge that condenser too. So we can reinstall the plug. Oh yeah. Perfect spark. I'll see if I can position the camera where you can see it, but I doubt it. Alright, so I'm back working on the TV tonight. Tonight I plan on getting everything pretty much finished up as far as putting it back together. Got my new intake valve assembly with the original spring. That's really the part that it makes a big difference on how one of these old engines runs, on that spring tension right there. Got my new gasket in place. This valve's not worn very much. It's really thick still. Really is a good valve. I put some oil on it, on the stem. I did relap the valve too. I've also got to test the oil pump tonight, but so before I do that, before I do anything, I need to get the flywheel put on. So here's my new flywheel key. Let me adjust the camera here. Get the flywheel put on. We'll install our new key there. Also, I polished the flywheel. Looks really good. There we go. Lock washer. Yeah, hold on. May have put that on there wrong. Lock washer, that is. Yeah, there ain't no wrong way to put a lock washer on. Well, it is, because it's a left-handed nut. It's not supposed to have a lock washer on it. So I guess we'll just have to have the nut on there. I don't know if they had a lock washer originally or not. There's a good spark. I can still see that in there. So now that the flywheel's on, I'm gonna go get some oil, so we can test the oil pump with no compression. I'm gonna make a part of that off camera, so hold on. Alright, so I filled it up with oil, stuck the borescope in the hole, and it's hard to see, but it is definitely pumping oil. You can see the rod going around in there. When it goes down, there's oil that comes up around that. So we're definitely pumping oil. So we can move on to other stuff, I guess. Go ahead and start getting some top end pieces put on. I'm going to crank it with a drill. Get everything primed. Turn this borescope off. So now we can move on to our new valve, which I oiled up, which will go right in there. I need to put this on first, actually. I never forgot about it. Now this basically just stops up this hole. It's a mount for when it's on the motor mower. Oh yeah, it's got some compression now. New gasket here. And the manifold. And this is going to take some, I got to get all this stuff lined up. There's a certain way this yoke goes on there, and I got to be sure I get it right, like that. Like that. Oh yeah, we got some compression. Quite a bit of it. Whoops. Install the carburetor. Carburetor's simple. It literally slides on right here. Just make sure I get it level. Yeah, about right like that. Then we just snug that up. Now to keep it from coming off. No oil leaks yet, luckily. Hate dealing with oil leaks. Alright, so let me move the camera back and get the shroud on. That. So it's also something else that I got here is a new one of these. It goes right there. The original one was missing. So this goes on like this. And it's just a tight fit. And I'm continuing with the brass hardware. Line this one up. There we go. I'm not going to tighten it just yet. Got the side bracket for over here. Everything's got a seat in. One more brass screw. For our new side bracket. Sorry if I'm blocking your view. I don't have to. That shroud pushed up tight. Like that. Like that. And the one up here. Like that. See if I can turn it. Nothing's hitting. Wipe some of the dust off of the shroud here. And that right there is a really good looking motor. Really good looking motor. Get you a shot of it here. This is going to be a really long video, but brass hardware all over. This thing does have a good spark too. It got me earlier. These bolts here, I'm going to replace those with high crown bolts later on. I think they're half 13s, so they're easy to find. Yeah, really good looking motor. So I've got to redo this too up here because originally had this in it for the compression release. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to start it yet because I don't have the mowers took apart for restoration, so kind of don't know exactly how to I don't know, I think we might be hitting a shroud. No, maybe it's that valve. Yep. So that's going to be it for now. I'm going to try to figure some stuff out on how I'm going to start it. Alright, so I've had to make some changes here to the PB. So, as you can see, I've had to hook a buzz coil to this because the horseshoe coil in this, it had enough to get a little bit of spark out of it, but it wasn't enough to fire under compression. I tried 3 or 4 times to get this to start, and it never would. So I've had to resort to hooking it to a buzz coil until I buy another coil for it, which you can still get them. So should be ready to go ahead and do a first start. Just thought I'd get a few shots of it. Hooked to the buzz coil. I gotta get it mounted to the table so it don't try to walk off. So when I get that done, I'll be back. Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and film an outro to the PB part 5. So I know we didn't really get it running like I wanted to in this video, but you did get to hear it run for a minute. I got to figure out a better way of starting it. I don't want to be starting it from this flywheel nut. I'm afraid I'm gonna break this flywheel. So that's what I'm working on here, is a adapter that doesn't have a square hole in it so that I can put the crank starter back on it. And I've still got to order a coil, but for now the buzz coil I do. So I just wanted to explain some of that because I said I'd have it running in the next video, and you did kind of get to hear it run, but so I apologize for not getting it fully running, but I'm going to do a video on breaking it in and running it for a while. So I guess there will be a part 6, but anyways, it's complete. It looks nice. Still got to put a coil in it, but not a big deal. But what I figured out about the coil is, I'll show you. And I tested it with a meter. Because apparently it's got some open windings somewhere in it, which doesn't surprise me. They get like that. So I could rewind this one, but it would be more trouble, and I'd have to build a thing to do it, a jig, and so I'm gonna just buy a new one because you can still do that. So I'm gonna hang on to it just in case I do decide to rewind it. I got 2 or 3 of them in there. So I guess that'll be about it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.